Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel, and by the video title you know what this video is about. You guys seen some of the NFL news of course today. You seen the little rule changing stuff. They banned, they didn't ban. They didn't ban of course the Tush push. The Tush push was about to get banned. We've seen a lot of people saying that a lot of teams was voting to get it banned, but not enough votes, and the Tush push is here to stay. I know a lot of teams just think it's dangerous, even though they haven't injured anybody yet, like from the Tush push, but they say there's a lot of it's dangerous and stuff because the defense is kind of neutralized. I just feel like you should keep it fair on both sides. I don't care if it's banned or not. I'm like, it's like a play that ain't like the Eagles are the only team that can do it. Anybody can do the move. You just gotta have the right personnel out there to go out there to be able to execute properly and stuff. But I don't mind if it's here or not. But the defense should get a little bit of the chance to have some resistance, be able to push. It might look like rugby a little bit, but be able to push out there and push the line back, and at least to be able to go against that and try to stop it a little more often. I thought that'd be better if they kind of like balance that out. I know they've seen another rule too as well. They had I think it was a rule about the Lions proposed it, but the Lions withdrawed it about the format of the conference and stuff. You know, because a lot of teams last year, like the Lions was on. They think the Lions won the division last year, but it's teams like the Vikings who had those wins. They won like 13 games, and they was in a wild card on the road. And you got teams, of course, like I think the Packers who had 11 or 12 wins too as well last year on the road as well. So it's like sometimes it's like those teams that had those wins, it was on the road still, even though they had better records than some of the teams they was playing. But you look at it like this: it's your division. You gotta win your division. Division should be the most important thing. The conference wins, of course, is important too, but the division is the most important thing. You win your division, you just have a home playoff game, at least one of them. So I know some people get mad a little bit because they see like teams with 8-9 records or 9-8 records. Or maybe a 9-7-1 record or something like that. Teams who don't even have 10 wins win their division, and they have the home playoff game. So some people think that we change. I feel like the divisions are too important like that. That's the purpose of having those rivalries. About football is so special. Basketball don't really care about divisions too often. Like they have the different divisions in basketball, but they really don't really care about that. It's mostly about your conference standing like that, really, because you don't have the tiebreakers over your guys in the conference. You can kind of manage yourself and see where you're going to be at. Because we've seen a lot of teams in basketball, they have winning divisions, but they don't really change anything too often. But in football, divisions matter a lot because they help you a lot in the playoff in the long scheme of things, and that's what kind of creates the rivalries and stuff we see all the time between division teams. Like I'm a Steelers fan, as you guys know, so you see, of course, the Steelers versus the Ravens and the Browns, Bengals, and the Bengals and Ravens, all the different rivalries that happen. Of course, you see those matchups. It makes it more like scarce and stuff. And sometimes you might have a bad showing outside, but hey, you go out there and you win your division. Find a way to get it done like that, because most of the time the last game of the season be always a division game, so they always do it on purpose to kind of get a little high stake and stuff too. So it's gonna be interesting to see how things shape out. I hope they don't change it to that. I know they said they withdrawed it, but they still kind of like thinking about maybe adding an extra game and changing the format. So like what record you have, you can kind of change it and switch it and be like format it like that too. But looking at it too as well, I had a question about what if a team win a division at 9-8, but a team that's 10-7 who didn't win a division, but who have a better record than the person who won a division, and they get ranked in front of that team that's 9-8, and team 9-8 missed the playoffs even though they won a division. So that's why like it wouldn't kind of like balance out too well, because it's like a team that's 9-8 won a division, but a team that's 10-7 who missed the playoffs, like kind of the Seahawks last year. Seahawks was 10-7 last year. They missed the playoffs, but you know some teams like then the Bucks have like what? The Bucks had 9 wins, 10 wins, something like that. But like let's say it's a team that had 9 wins who won a division, but a team like the Seahawks missed the playoffs with 10 wins. Whatever you format it, with that team, like the Seahawks be in front of that team and knocking the team that won the division out the playoffs. So that's why it's kind of like you can't do that too often like that. It might be a little shaky at times and stuff. They probably have to figure out a way how to do it. That's why divisions should be the most important thing. Whether somebody's division is weak or somebody's division is super strong, hey, it's still divisions like that. It's divisions. You go out there, you play. The opportunity to go out there and win things. The division game is always different too. Don't matter what the record is. It's always going to be played differently every time. So I feel like it's the best. Just keep it like this, what it is. And moving on next, of course, I'm going to discuss, of course, some potential trades. Potential trades that's going to be happening, of course. Jalen Ramsey, of course, is the top name that's still circulating around to be traded. I don't know exactly where he'll be. I know some people saying he'll probably go back to the Rams, which would be very interesting to see Jalen Ramsey back in the Rams uniform and stuff. We also could see a possibly Breece Hall. I see his name been circulating around too, as well as the Bears was rumored to be trying to like inquire him to their team as well. So that'd be interesting too. I don't know if the Jets would trade Breece Hall away, but you never know. Like that, if the right conversation comes around, teams might trade guys away. But the main one, of course, the biggest name, I think, in trade rumors is Trey Henderson. He's a guy who's got to get traded because the Bengals can afford to keep him long term like that and pay him that money. So he's gonna be seeking a trade somewhere, and hopefully, you know, he gets on a team that's a contending team. I know I seen on little report thing they had the 5 best teams. He had the Titans and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, not going to Titans. He kind of like 30 years old, I think, 30 years old, 31 years old. I feel like he's kind of like he's still in the midst of his prime, but you know, it's like the time when you're trying to be on the team that's competing. Of course, you want to be on a team that's going to go out there, have opportunity to win. So look at the Lions, of course. I know some people said the Eagles. That'd be crazy. The Eagles added him, but the Lions would be a great suggestion for him. Great spot for him. The Packers was another team as well. That'd be a great spot for him too. I think one of those teams like that need a guy who can go out there and get it, who can kind of be a tipping point for them being over the edge on defense, over the edge on their team as well. I think he'd definitely go to one of those teams and have big time success, like immediate success as well, and possibly help lead one of those teams to the Super Bowl. Might be that missing piece. You never know. You never know. But moving on to the last part of the video, which I'll probably have timestamps on here too as well, so you can see the last part of the video, which would be my top 5 receivers entering the 2025 season. I've been seeing a lot of people do lists. I've been seeing it throughout the week. People doing lists of the top 5 receivers, their best receivers. I've seen receiver duos. I'm like, okay, let me do my top 5 receivers in the league. And starting off, of course, at number 5, I have Scary Terry McLaurin. Scary Terry McLaurin has been putting up numbers, 1,000+ yards a season with all type of quarterbacks. He had Taylor Heineke. He had Sam Howell. He has now Jaden Daniels, of course, now, which has finally got a quarterback that's there, who's playing real good too as well. So he had all type of guys. I think Jacoby Brissett was there at one time too. So he had all type of guys, and he still found a way to be effective, put numbers up. And he's basically the only receiver on his team. So he get a lot of the double team coverage. He get a lot of the stuff on him, and he still go out there and be effective and make plays. And I love his style. But I think he's number 5 on my list for top 5 receivers in 2025. Next, I have Ross St. Brown. You know, he's a guy that's very versatile. Play outside, can play inside in the slot as well, and do all type of things. Of course, we've seen him. He's an All-Pro. I think the year before last year he put up 1,300 receiving yards. Went out there and played well. He's a game changer. You know, he's a big time playmaker. He make a lot of plays, and he's one of those guys who just consistent at getting open, consistent at being there, a QB friendly target. And I love his play style. I think he's one of the top receivers in the league because he goes out there and play with the best of them, especially being in that division with all those receivers there. I think he's one of the best. Look at next. 3, I have CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is very good. Now you got a counterpart in George Pickens. CeeDee Lamb was already putting up all-pro numbers by himself. Now with a counterpart in George Pickens, he might put up 1,900 yards next year or 2,000. You never know. If everything goes right and they air that ball out, with that Prescott stay healthy the whole time, he might put up maybe 1,900 to 2,000 receiving yards next year with George Pickens on the other side, helping you take some pressure off as well. We already see CeeDee Lamb playing at a high level already, but doing his thing by himself. You know, he's a very good route runner, very good playmaker when the ball is in his hands. He's a nice player. He's one of the best. I think he's a top receiver. He can easily be number 1 on this list too, but the 2 other guys, I like them a little bit more. Just a little bit more, but CeeDee Lamb is definitely that guy. Number 2, I have Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is on the case. You know, he's a big-time playmaker. We seen last year, well, he had, 1,700 receiving yards. He went out there with dynamic. Remember that stretch of the season where he had, I think it was a stretch where he was just putting up some crazy numbers, had 200 yards and 150 yards and just going like week after week after week, just putting up some like godly numbers. He was just playing tremendous football, and he's always open. Him and Joe Burrow got a great connection too as well, like playing with a guy who he played with in college. Then now you're transitioning to the NFL to play with too. It was just a perfect in sync with them, and they just playing at a high level too. So Jamar Chase, he's phenomenal. He's phenomenal with the Bengals and stuff. And T. Higgins, his counterpart, is cool too as well. But Jamar Chase he's that guy. He's definitely good too. We've seen him go out there and beat the best of coverage. He's one of those guys who can turn a 5-yard catch to a 50-yard score like that. He's one of those guys who has that game-changing speed and just make a lot of big-time plays. So I have him at number 2. And number 1. Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson has, ever since he got in the league, he has been putting up all-pro numbers. Justin Jefferson he had all type of things happen to him too, with the quarterbacks and different switches of coaches and different things happening, and he still stay consistent, putting up his number year after year after year after year. He's one of the fastest receivers to reach. He had he's the first receiver, youngest receiver to reach, I think 5,000 yards, the fastest, or something like that. Then he had the 1,400 yards in like 2 or 3 straight years and all that stuff. He got a lot of accolades. He's like, Justin Jefferson is just like a dynamic game changer, and he's always open. It seems like he's always open. He always find a way to make that big time game breaking play. So Yeah, he's the best receiver in the league to me, in my opinion. I think Justin Jefferson is still number 1. But let me know down below what you guys think. Who are your top 5 receivers? Also my runner-ups I have on the list too. AJ Brown, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, and Puka Nacua. I think those are some of my runner-ups like that. I feel like who could potentially get themselves up there. They look maybe some top 10 guys. Tyreek Hill had a down year a little bit last year. Now he just stayed now. He had a down year in life too. He just stayed out of trouble doing like some crazy stuff like that. But Tyreek Hill, he had a down year last year. But I think Tyreek Hill when he's healthy, he's one of the best receivers. Devontae Adams, same thing. And Puka Nacua, same thing as well. I think when he's healthy too, one of the best too. It's his first year. Last year he had 90+ yards, made some big time plays, but he was injured at times as well. But when he's healthy, he's very good. And AJ Brown, we know AJ Brown is a beast out there too. But my top 5 is number 1, JJ Barea. Justin Jefferson, I have it labeled as JJ. I don't know why I said JJ Barea for. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Scary Terry McLaurin. Those are my top 5 receivers in 2025. Let me know down below what you guys think. Do you hate the list? You don't like the list? Or you love the list? Or you'll switch something around? Let me know down below, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.